Well, good morning. We've had like a week of above freezing temperatures, and today I think we're supposed to hit about 40 degrees. So we better go get the ice house off the ice or it'll be not there anymore. So let's gather up some tools and head out there. Yeah, I guess winter's kinda, we're not gonna say it's done. We never say it's done. But yeah, we've definitely had some weird warm spells. And that kind of scares me because you end up with a little bit of water on top. And I really don't want my ice house to freeze to the lake, because then that thing will be there for a long time. You might not even get it back. So we're gonna go out and rescue it. So I'm gonna grab a few things. Grab my big pry bar here. And well, I'll tell you what, how about I get everything gathered up and I'll show you what I'm bringing. I think we might want some taller boots for this job. Alright guys, so here's what I'm bringing with. Got a sledgehammer, got a big long pry bar. That'll work good for chipping ice out. And I got my splitting maul to do some more chipping and get the ice free. I got heavy duty shoe spikes. I'm bringing a spare bolt because I'm not sure what I did with the one pin for the wheel. So bringing that just in case, and we'll finish getting ready and head out there. Whew. Yeah guys, there was some melting going on out here. You remember when I pushed all that snow up here to keep the wind from blowing up into the hole? That's all gone. That's all gone. And there's some serious cracking going on out here. We got that sun just beating down on this ice, and it's I think we made the right call. If nothing else, we better at least get this thing on the wheels. Let's go ahead and get rolling with it. First thing we're gonna do is put some ice cleats on. Let's see if I can do this without falling over. I found these in the garage. I was cleaning some stuff out and found these ones, and I was like, well shoot, I've never even worn them. So I tried them dinky ones I was wearing the other day out here, and man, they were terrible. They just kept sliding on my foot and didn't really, I mean, I suppose they're better than nothing, but they were not very user friendly. So I figured let's give these a shot. If you got any recommendations on good ice cleats or crampons, whatever you want to call them, I'm all ears. Go ahead and leave them in the comments, because I would love to find something that works a little better, because this ain't it. I think the first thing we're gonna need to do is see if we can't get these wheels busted loose, and then yeah, that's the frame of my ice house that is probably an inch or two melted down into the ice. So we're gonna have to try to get that busted up. One. There's two. think our best plan of attack is try to use leverage. See if I can stand in the sun, get a little bit of view. Use some leverage. I'm gonna go ahead and put my jack on this side. And we'll see if we can't pop it up. And hopefully that'll give us a little tension and the front will pop. So let's grab the jack here and get rolling. The good news about all that snow melting was I found the bolt I thought I lost. Name of the game here is slow, guys. Real slow. Putting a lot of pressure on stuff that don't really want to move. So what I was doing was tucking back under here, throwing these 2x4s under the house. Because we're going to use that as a pivot point. Now, go onto this side. Do the same thing, in theory, but oh, look at that. Okay, that's see what that's done to the front. Well, we're getting some popping going on in here. Let's see if we can, yeah. It is pulling up this whole sheet of ice though. So we better be careful and see if we can maybe get the front to start popping up a little bit. Yeah, that's still frozen down pretty hard. Okay. So now I think what we're going to do is we're going to go right up under the step there. See if we can't get this guy to tip back. That is a fair amount of pressure on there, though. One ping only. That ought to wake the neighbors. If we get enough. All right, we're just gonna give this a little bit of tension. There we go. You guys see that? That's all it takes sometimes, is just once you break that suction, that is sometimes all you need. Okay, let's go get a wheel on this thing. Just going real slow. Watching everything, making sure we don't get too far ahead of ourselves, because it would not be good to have this thing go sliding. A couple more cranks and I think we'll be there. Oh. The game is slow, gentlemen. slow. One more. Hit me. All right. Let us get this son of a bitch down. Good. We'll take that out in post. Well, we ran into a little bit of a snag inside there. It's full of ice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack this thing up, get it to about the right height. We'll crib underneath it, see if that sun can shoot in there and do some work for us. And I forgot to bring a hitch. I got distracted and didn't make sure I had a hitch in here. So we're gonna get this thing up, sitting, and then we're gonna run to town, which is a couple miles away, and see if anybody's open and has a hitch we can grab. So let's get this thing cribbed and we'll go head that way. thankfully, the small town parts store was open, so we're still on track to get the shack off the ice, but that was an expensive, I'll remember next time, 65 bucks for a hitch out the door. Whew. So, gotta love it, but hey, they had what I needed, so we're back on track. All right, back at the shack. Let's get this thing hooked up and get out of here. I didn't bring my ladder with, so I won't be able to take the rain guard off. So we'll have to just be careful. All right, let's get this thing off the ice. There we go. All that's left. It tells people we were here one time. Heading home.